Seconds to go. Start. BRICS is developing in a direction that was never envisaged. The group was brought together by geopolitical rather than economic considerations, and this can be seen in the strategic interests shared by Russia and China. It took them 2 decades to draw closer. Later, India joined Russia and China, thus changing RC into RIC. The entry of Brazil changed RIC into BRIC, and with South Africa as its member, the group became BRICS. BRICS is actively involved in the efforts to change the world economic system by increasing the number of non Western states in international financial institutes despite frantic opposition by the traditional distributors of world money. The BRICS countries decided to create the $100 billion BRICS Development Bank and a reserve currency pool worth over another $100 billion to offer an alternative to countries in the non-Western world when it comes to choosing the sources of funding for development or coping with serious economic crisis. The consequences of the Ukraine crisis for BRICS and the world cannot be overestimated. It demonstrates that the West has not abandoned the idea of a unipolar world and will continue building it up by drawing into its foreign policy orbit issues it calls international or even common to mankind. Many non Western states look at this as a new wave of colonialism, which, having abandoned the old slogans superior culture for new ones, democracy, uses the old methods and pursues the same aims. This will increase the desire of non Western countries to enhance their coordination, and perhaps the current conflict is already showing signs in this respect. The BRICS states are different in many respects, and their disagreements with the West are rooted in different historical and political circumstances. Brazil, which represents Latin America and has strong left socialist tendencies, disagrees with the West on social issues. Latin America is especially sensitive to dictates from the North and recurrences of the Monroe Doctrine. The situation in South Africa is the same. The local communists belong to the ruling coalition while the West is accused of abetting the old order. In Russia and India, people are not so much repelled by the political as by the moral values of the West. The Western political system causes much milder negative feelings, even though there are differences in that field too. This means that the determination to oppose dictates plays an important role in the opposition to the West. Given this context, the current crisis in Ukraine will consolidate BRICS as the group will make further efforts to become a real alternative to the West to create a real multipolar world. Stop.